Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with a very special interview spotlight feature for all of you who want to publish your own best-selling book. So I have a special guest with us here today, Janet Brent, who has that running in her veins since she was a child. I'm going to give you the bio of her in a second. And I'm also here because we are both about to offer super juicy support to help you publish your own best-selling book. And we all have our own unique kinds of support. So this call is a cool call where you can have a glimpse of what we did, a glimpse of who we are, and a glimpse of how we could support you. And then you can follow up with us for more details. So about Janet, first of all, welcome, Janet. I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for joining us here.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so happy to have you. So I'm going to run through your bio real quick, which is super exciting. So Janet is a book doula and a publisher herself, and she's a best-selling author multiple times. Every time she publishes a book on Amazon, it's like a guaranteed bestseller, which I find so juicy. So she is the creator of Light Legacy Publishing. She loves helping creative visionaries, thought leaders, light workers, healers, and emerging new paradigm leaders build their movement and legacy with a paradigm shifting book. I love that so much. And you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with your partner, 2 kids, and a black cat. Very mystical choice. Very cool. So that's Janet. And quickly about me, I'm a Cancer Thriver, author of this book, Permission to Sparkle. Thank you. Which is all about making your life more awesome and sparkling in all life areas. And I got inspired to do this call because I'm about to write my next book, and my strategy will also be a bestseller strategy. And let me turn off the volume here for the notes. So we don't want that. So I thought I don't have to do this alone. I actually want to share this with a community of others who want to do this, because we can all learn from each other. We can support each other. And so I'm going to share in a minute of like a glimpse of the support that I have going on to publish my book, where you can join me. Well, let's talk about and with Janet for a little bit. So Janet, say a little bit about your story, like so people can meet you. You did this since you were a girl, like you loved publishing books. Let's hear a little bit more of what your story is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel essentially I was a publisher since I was a kid, and I didn't know that was the word, or that's what it would be manifested as, like in terms of the title of it as a publisher. But I just had this inner compass and drive in me that I would draw every day, and I would write stories every day, and then I would like put them together, write the stories and illustrate a book, and then like bind it in a book, whether it was stapling, or then I got more fancy and learned how to sew the book together. And so I would just be doing that instead of playing house or doctor or dolls or things like that when I was a kid. And I trained myself knowing that you need to read a lot of books to become a good writer, because I knew I wanted to be a writer, an artist, and a teacher. Mm-hmm. And so I would read hundreds of books as a kid, like hundreds of books a year, because I knew that would make you a stronger writer. So I did that with that purpose in mind. Mm-hmm. And then back in college years, I actually majored in graphic design, which wasn't really veering off, but it was just to learn graphic and web design. And that was actually version 1.0 of my of my business as a freelancer. I'm back in 2011, actually. And then I pivoted into publishing in 2019.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I love that you also brought in graphic design. So you designed your own books and started publishing them for yourself, was doing everything on your own. Like you're already a writer, and that's awesome. So when did you start your publishing company of doing it for others?
Yeah, because I realized that I sort of knew all the nuts and bolts of publishing. You know, I'd done the design projects for clients to do their ebooks, and then I did print books. So I knew the formatting involved, and I knew how to do book cover designs because I was a designer. So everything just fell into place. And
Nice.
the only thing that intimidated me was the part that I'm like now specializing it in. One of the things I specialize in, which is like the #1 best-selling author, a guaranteed bestseller on Amazon. Like for whatever reason, even though I'm really techie, the production aspect of uploading to Amazon and putting it out there and making it a bestseller was really intimidating to me when I didn't have any knowledge at first. So when I did my first book, I hired that out, but then for some reason it didn't work out and didn't end up working out. So I ended up figuring it out myself anyway. And that was a successful book launch for #1 bestseller in Australia and US.
Yay! Congratulations. That is so juicy. And it's how awesome that you can bring that now as a gift to other people who feel their soul calling. They want to bring it to the planet. I hear that you have very metaphysical audience of visionaries who want to make a positive difference and whatnot. That's so awesome. Cool. So I'm going to give a quick glimpse about my backstory and my book. So I self-published my book. I also have a design background, and I was a bit of a rebel because I I did not like the Amazon way of uploading a book because my book is beautiful. I have like images in there. I made it full color. It's like a playbook where you have even journaling spaces in there. So it's kind of a special deal. So I chose a self-publishing house, Ingram Spark, actually, and then it ended up also on Amazon and on all the other places. And yeah, so my next strategy is also going to be to bring this book bestseller and the next book that I'm writing too. And it's funny, like the whole term bestseller, there are many options too, right? It's not necessarily the only thing to make it an Amazon bestseller. I found that cool to find out. With the coach that I work with to help others, you can be a New York Times bestseller. Of course, we've heard of that. You can be a niche bestseller. You can define bestselling in terms of, well, how much revenue would you like from the book as you make in a positive difference, right? So I found on my own journey that there are many strategies of how you want to launch your things, and for me, what's always turned to be important and for myself to make sure it feels sparkling and playful and aligned with what I want to do. And so I help others find their own unique strategy and do everything with the energy of play, being fully supported to write, release, and move forward. And that brings me to one point that I will share next, and I'll ask you first. As we did publish our own books and go for bestseller, like there are challenging points, right? So I'm curious about one challenge that you encountered for yourself that you now help others with, and then I'll share one of mine too. Okay. What would come up for you?
I mean, I think I kind of already shared it when I said that. Okay. Yeah, when I said that I didn't know how to publish on Amazon. Yes. That was like the only gap in all of the things that I knew how to do. Yes.
Oh, perfect. No, that's great.
Like yes. In my head, I felt like, oh, this is such a big hurdle because I don't know this part. And so I was making it bigger in my head than it was actual when you go through the motions and do it. So once I finally went and did it, it was actually so much easier than I played it in my head. So
I love it. I love it. I love that you have this gap for people to actually make it a bestseller on Amazon. That's so cool. So for me in publishing my own book, one of the challenges that I encountered and now transmute and help others with, it was that it can be very easy to get started with a book. And I was totally in flow. And then at some point there's this, like, I started procrastinating and it didn't feel that fun or easy, or I have found challenges, and I let it sit for quite a while. And I had phases where I wasn't touching it at all, and it was just sitting there. And what ended up helping me is surrounding myself with people who gave me that nudge, where's your book? And to create that support system to flow forward, and to do that, to not do it in a hustle way either, because I know we're talking about this alignment piece and like doing it in an aligned way. And you're all about that also, Janet, which I love. So I found a way of doing that. And that's actually also specifically the container that I am about to release. Mine is a 3-month container where every week you can be in the room with me, and a strategy coach who does best-selling book strategies and card deck launch strategies to make your card deck a bestseller. So I teamed up with this awesome coach that I love and know, and we're both about play, and we also have the strategy piece in there, and you have the weekly support to flow forward. And there's a launch party at the end too, where you actually get visibility to do your launch and everything. So that's a glimpse of my support piece. I would love to hear about what you got coming up, because I know it's time sensitive. It's actually open right now with an early bird pricing. What you've got, Janet, why don't you tell us more so people can see if they want to check in with you on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this will be too late when you hear this, but this is the last day for the pre-sale pricing of $111. It's priced at $1,111 value, but since this is my first round, I'm going to launch it next month as half off, so it would be $555, but this is the last day to get it at $111. It's called Book Publishing Blueprint, and we will also have support to help you write your book or help you publish your book from the manuscript up until the book launch and marketing strategies. So I'm really excited about that, and we will have like 8 weeks of group coaching as well as training drops.
I love it. I love it so much. It's amazing. And yes, we will get it out there today. We'll share it right after we're done with this live so people have the chance to see this. I will help you share it too. So let's almost wrap it up with like a tip from both of us. Like what tip would you give aspiring authors who want to create this Amazon best-selling book? Something that you see that is challenging for many, or from your experience, what would be like one golden tip that you would like to give people to take home today?
That's a good question. I love that we have similar backgrounds and kind of like we're both creative, and then we have this flow piece. We help people. You call it as play, but I call it like movement and more of like the somatic based coaching behind it. And so I really love bringing in sacral chakra when I talk about publishing your book and writing your book, and to just move past. So it's all about the movement, really. That's what's coming up for me right now, because there's so much that goes into the word movement. It's movement in your body, but it's also like, what is the movement that you're here to create in this world? And how can you anchor that into your book and vision and calibrate your book into that movement piece so that anchors you. It just becomes this tangible form.
Wow, you're an alchemist. I think I saw some description like that. You seem like you have a shamanic background, kind of very spiritual.
I picked up on that. I don't really say the word shamanic. Maybe I'm just too intimidated to make that my title, but maybe one day, like my official title. But I do feel that I work in these in between world type stuff.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I love the description that you have in there of how you help people get aligned. Like I also know that from my branding background, how important that is if we truly want to flow forward with our projects. We have to be aligned with our soul purpose, especially when we're spiritual entrepreneurs or are spiritual as people and we want to feel that joy. I know that if we're not aligned, we're going to hold ourselves back, and then it doesn't feel good, or we push through, or it's not going to be magical. So I love that you have that transformative support as part of your piece. And what I'm getting as inspiration for everybody is to know that that it is important to have the alignment and to hear your heart. And I love that you have support with both of us here, whoever you resonate with, right? Like we help you in getting into that alignment of sparkle, of soul alignment, of your shamanic blueprint, whatever your words are for that, right? So yeah, that's amazing. So okay, we're keeping this one really short. The idea was that you could meet us and get kind of a bit of a sense of how we roll, who we are. So if you are curious about our book support, message us directly and we will guide you to what we've got, where you can ask us questions and find out more. And until then, I'm going to give you the banner one more time. This was all about publishing your best-selling book. I want to celebrate everybody watching this because it means you have something amazing to bring to the planet. So I want to encourage you to give yourself permission to sparkle and get it out there, right? So that it might be intimidating. There might be hurdles. There might be mind limitations of like, oh my gosh, I can't afford this or whatever the heck. But support yourself. Don't let anything hold yourself back because it feels amazing to hold your own book in your hands, and even more amazing when you start getting that feedback of people who then have the transformation and who enjoy your book, and suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, it is life-changing. So it's a magical journey we're on. Enjoy and let us know if you have questions. We're excited to hear from you all. So let's wrap it up at that. Thank you so much, Janet, for having been here. Super nice to meet you. And we will be in touch. I think you can also be a resource for what we're doing, and we can keep collaborating. It's all about doing things together. We can do more when we all collaborate.
Creation, yes.
Awesomeness. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye. And you can stay on if you like. Bye, everyone.